Hello, welcome to Lils and Schmore. This video is some of my classic crime book reviews where I take some classic crime books and review them for you. I've only got 3 today. I thought I'd limit my number to 3 and then I'll get reading off some more soon. So starting off, I have The Catherine Wheel by Patricia Wentworth. This was the one that I most recently read and actually I finished earlier today. So this one is about a house called the Catherine Wheel, and it's a house that has just kind of come back into a family that it was owned by previously, and the owner of it now has gone and said, any descendants of so-and-so, can you please get in touch? And he's kind of invited them all down to talk about the secrets of the house. And at the same time, we have our detective inspector, who is a detective inspector throughout quite a few of these books. That's Inspector Lamb. He's got Miss Silver in here because he's like, oh, there's this house called the Catherine Wheel and it's known for smuggling and we think that's going on and I want you to go and investigate. There was a bit at the beginning that I really liked, and it's this tiny little paragraph here, and Miss Silver, when she's talking, she does a cough, and there must have been many readers at that time. I mean, this book is from 1951, but there must have been many readers that had got in touch with her to ask, is she okay? Because Patricia then put, to those readers who have so kindly concerned themselves about Miss Silver's health, her occasional slight cough is merely a means of self-expression. It does not indicate any bronchial affection. She enjoys excellent health. And I really liked that bit at the beginning. I thought that was a fun little bit to include. But being honest, I didn't really love this book. I thought it was okay. I read it because I want to read all of her works, and that's the only reason why I picked this up. From the synopsis on the back, I knew this wasn't going to be one for me because it's about smuggling and codes and stuff like that, and that's not my type of thing. So I knew I wasn't going to like give it 5 stars or anything right from the get-go unless it really pulled something out the bag. But yeah, I gave it 2. I thought it was okay. Not great. Would I say pick this up? Yes, if you're like me and you want to read everything by Patricia Wentworth, then pick it up. But it is definitely not one of her best. It's just a bit meh. Then I picked up, this is Winter Frost by R.D. Wingfield. I'm reading these really quickly. This is a 5th book in the series, and I have to say it is rather big. It's over 500 pages. And in this one, we have 2 major things that are happening. We have other little side plots, but 2 kind of major things. The first thing is the kidnapping of young children, and the second thing is the killing of particularly prostitutes going on in Denton. There's other, as I said, side things, like someone finds a skull in their back garden and stuff. But that is the main kind of 2 things that are happening. And this book was really, really good. I read this in 2 days, and as I said, it's over 500 pages, and that is quite a lot for me because I'm a really slow reader, and I was so addicted. I thought it was really, really good. The only thing that puts me off this book, and just generally the series, how it's written in general, is it's quite derogatory towards women, and the way that they talk about younger girls in kind of a sexual manner is really uncomfortable reading. But I know I don't know, because this book isn't that old. This book I think was published in 1999, so it's not that old, but I don't know whether it's like kind of police detective talk of the time. I don't know, but some of those bits make me feel uncomfortable, and it reduces the book from what should be 5 stars to 4 stars. So I did really enjoy it, and it's a great one in the series. It just continually keeps going. I did imagine David Jason throughout it. I love his sarcasm and his humour. I like how he just completely, his boss, Mullet, who's always like, you can't do overtime, Jack, you can't do overtime, think of the expense, this is hustle. And Jack is just like, I don't care, I'm going to find said person, I'm going to make sure so-and-so's alive. You know, he's just focused on what he's got to do as a detective inspector and not worried about anything else, like how he gets the result. He just wants to make sure the result is good. Either someone's been murdered and he's found the person that's done it, or if someone's missing, he wants to find them alive. That is, you know, what he cares about, and everything else kind of goes out the window money-wise. So I really enjoy that aspect, and it's really, really good, and you should definitely check out the series if you haven't already. There's only 6 books in it. There was more books that were done after R.D. Wingfield's death, but it was done by a different author, but I'm not going to read them. And then lastly, this is the one that I read the furthest time ago, and it is a Dorothy L. Sayers. This is Murder Must Advertise. This is a lovely Folio Society edition, which I'll leave for you up here, a link for me unboxing them. So this book is set in an advertising agency where there has been a recent death of one of its employees. He fell down the staircase. It's kind of like an iron wrought spiral staircase, and he broke his neck and of course therefore died. And there is now a new employee called Mr. Death, or Death. Is it Death or Death? He says it can be pronounced either way, but it's actually Lord Peter Wimsey in disguise, and he's there to investigate this accident. And it turns out it's not an accident, it's a murder, but this is just like the tip of an iceberg, and there's a whole host of other things going on as well, and he's there to investigate. Now, I was a little bit worried going into this because there is no Harriet Vane in this book. Bunter is in it right at the end, and it is just pretty much Lord Peter Wimsey on his own for the most part. You do have his brother, his sister-in-law, his sister, and his brother-in-law throughout it, scattered throughout the book. But predominantly, it's just him with all this host of characters and the plot. It's very Peter Wimsey / plot driven novel, rather than, you know, Peter Wimsey and Bunter, or Peter Wimsey and Harriet Vane. Is pretty much just him himself. Now, I now love Lord Peter Wimsey thanks to reading books like Gaudy Night and Strong Poison, and books with Harriet Vane in has made me fall for Lord Peter Wimsey, and I love him so much now. I think he's brilliant, and so I've really enjoyed this book because he can just carry the book himself now, rather than when I very first read a Lord Peter Wimsey mystery, which was Whose Body. I didn't really like him that much. I just don't think I really understood him and got his humour and the way he works and stuff. But now I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed this. I thought it was great. I loved the plot. I was constantly on my toes. I was always constantly wanting to read it. I thought it was just brilliant, and yeah, definitely worth a read. One of her lesser known books, but it's still brilliant. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And that is it. That is my classic crime book review. So I have 2 4-star great reads and 1 kind of okay read to share with you. If you want to get your hands on any of them, I'll leave them linked in the description bar below. So that's it for this video. Take care, and I shall see you soon for the next one. Bye for now.